Hello and welcome to the Fox's Friday podcast where I'm going to talk about the transfer window and Leicester's upcoming game against Forest at the weekend. So, obviously, the transfer window has had limited activity. As you can see from the Leicester Mercury, we've made a bid, £30 million for Nico Gonzalez, and we've already agreed personal terms. I'm just going to go into this because I haven't actually read too much. I'm not very prepared. So he's a 24-year-old right winger who could tick a huge box for Brendan Rodgers. Obviously, some of the other names mentioned. Obviously, we've got Madueke from PSV, Brendan Johnson from Forest, who'd never come, Gakpo, who'd never come. He's already gone Liverpool. I don't actually know too much about this player. I normally I have FIFA every year and I know pretty much everyone, but this year I haven't got the latest Football Manager. I haven't got the latest FIFA, so my knowledge is not as good. But apparently he's good. Let's have a quick look at his stats. Good old Tielemans going to Arsenal there. I don't think that'll happen. I think he's going to go abroad. Personally, I can see him at Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid, somewhere like that. Let's have a look. So Nico Gonzalez stats. As you can see, let's go on transfer market. They're usually pretty good. Okay, so this isn't the same guy, is it? No. Fantastic. Argentina. Here he is. There we go. Okay. So Serie A, he's played 7 games, 2 goals. Is that good? I don't know. They're in the Conference League. He scored 2 from 2 there. It doesn't look that good. Now, obviously, we haven't got much out in the wide areas. Obviously, Albrighton's played the last couple of games, and he's carrying on a bit. Vardy's lost it. For some reason, Rodgers refuses to drop Daka. Whenever he's fit, he constantly starts, when really I think it should be Iheanacho. Because during lockdown, you have to remember, Iheanacho was our top goal scorer, other than Vardy. And I think even in all competitions was scoring close to what Vardy was, if not more at certain periods. So the fact that he plays, yes, against Gillingham and scores our only goal against the worst team in professional football at the moment in England, and he doesn't get another start against Newcastle in the quarterfinal of the League Cup, I've got no idea what he's thinking. I thought it was good when we went to a free back and gave it a go with 2 up top, but he makes these changes too late. A lot of the time I see us making the same mistakes, too many sideways passes, not being expressive, especially going forwards, and it costs us because it's not always a possession game. Look, under Ranieri, we were playing counter-attacking football, maybe having like 40, even less than that percent possession, and we were winning games 1-0, 2-1, and things like that. So it's about creating opportunities and taking them, and we're not doing that at the moment. Unfortunately, we've got Dewsbury Hall out, who's not, after the press conference from yesterday, Rodgers confirmed that he's not going to be available, and he's not even training yet, back with the squad until next week. It's looking pretty ropey in midfield. Obviously, we've got I don't know. I think Sume got injured, didn't he? Samare, and yeah, and indeed he is starting to get back to where he was before his injuries, but that's going to take time. I really don't understand why Mendy isn't starting, considering how well he does for his country, and it is worrying times. And I mean, this game against Nottingham Forest, it's a 6-pointer. If we lose, we're in trouble, big trouble. And I think even a draw, I think we'd take a draw just because of the form we're on. But I think we need to score. If we don't score against Forest, it's just going to be bad for confidence, and I think we're going to struggle to push through these harder fixtures. Brighton, that's a hard game. Villa away, it's not easy, but it's definitely winnable. And then we've got Tottenham, Man U, and Arsenal. Like, I don't see us picking any points up against these three. Now that may be pessimistic, but I just don't see it. I think Forest is a must win and Villa is a must win, and then just try and get a point from Brighton, Tottenham, Man U, or Arsenal. But I just don't see it happening personally. Um, yeah, I think the slow starts have cost us, especially, and the fact that we're still struggling to attract players, which is pretty obvious why we're having to overpay to bring decent players to us, and we can't do that with financial fair play. Obviously, the financial fair play rules are if you're not generating enough income to provide the wages that you want to provide, or what you should be providing, then you can be fined by UEFA. So, or the FA, I'm not sure who fines you, and you can get points deductions as well if you're still not showing that you're making ground to either make more income, which unfortunately we don't, especially now we're not in Europe, and we're not a massive team. So these teams like Aston Villa, other big teams who maybe aren't doing as well, they can bring these players in because they've got a bigger fan base and they bring more money in. Um, it's unfortunate, but obviously we've got hopefully the stadium capacity being increased in the next coming years now that it's been a sort of the building arrangements have been through the council, and I think they have been agreed to start in the next year or two. So that obviously will bring more income, but that's more medium term. In the short term, we need to get rid of players, let's be honest. We're not going to get anything for Tielemans now. He's either going to sign a new deal with us and want to be captain, or he's just going to leave on a free in the summer. We've got Maddison, who hopefully stays, and I think the only thing keeping him maybe here is that he won an FA Cup with us and he's got that tattoo, but I don't know. I don't know if Maddison will want to move on to bigger and better things, because he definitely should be playing in Europe with his qualities, and we're really missing him at the moment. We've got obviously Sionchu, who seems to be going to Atletico Madrid. It's not looking good. Obviously, if we pick up a few wins, especially against Forest and Villa, we could be looking alright. You got to think, if you look, we've only won 5 games this season in the league, which isn't good enough, and we've lost 11, which I believe is equal to any other team in the league. Let's just have a look at that. I'm sure it is. Losses. Okay, Southampton have lost one more game than us, but other than that, us, West Ham. It's just us and West Ham, isn't it? Yeah. Who've lost 11 games, and it's just not good enough. If we turn half of those games into points, look, yes, we're only a place higher, but we'll be a lot more. Would have a 5-point gap on these teams like around us, Leeds and Nottingham Forest. So it's trouble. It's troubling times, but I think we do need a left back and we do need a winger. So hopefully, I don't. The thing is, I don't want us to rush into signing a 30-40 million pound player just for the sake of it. Brendan Rodgers' signings since he's been here have been pretty poor. When he has been backed, he's bought poorly. Like Samare hasn't lived up to expectations. Daka hasn't. I think they've just struggled to adapt to the Premier League, really. And yeah, there's been other signs. Vestergaard, there's another one. Bertrand on a free. Yes, he's on a free, but he's still earning 60 grand a week, and he's been injured more than he's been fit. So yeah, it's poor. it's poor. I think it's poor tactics from Rodgers, poor signings, and I think that's why he wasn't backed in the summer. Now he's the third or fourth most paid manager in the league, and he should be bringing us better results than we have been experiencing this season. Obviously, we've lost a few big players, Schmeichel being the main one. Um, but something's not right in the camp. There's a lack of confidence. I think maybe some of the players don't believe in the tactics, and maybe that's why people aren't signing contracts straight away, and people don't want to sign for us because we play boring football. That's why the atmosphere at the King Power hasn't been very good. I've only gone to a few games, and I was lucky enough to go to the Forest game where we battered them at home. And I just don't see us getting a result similar to that at the moment. I think we'd be lucky to come away with a point, considering how Chelsea struggled at the City ground. But yeah, we've just got to hope for the best. Anyway, this will be a weekly sort of like rundown of what's going on with Leicester, and uh, and it should probably continue every Friday from now on. Obviously, it might be slightly different throughout the summer when the season's not going, but I'll try and keep this going and yeah, just see where it goes. And please leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you next week. Goodbye.